tu fue ni da sasi fofro so.
And I will dance to be more happy Sabbath. Chediam for Yanko Adom in a humobra or day Adom ye. Ne bambo and the hair painting and menoti as a senior homedano pebia me catch a war. And they am renty, ye mompire na yanko ye disuano eso. Yame cron my kind dear to yam fuano pay my yenting casi and what dear she muhomedai was a for a Yesu Christo dimo. Amen. And then me no baby dim comobi a dia mediato swan say, Anna his temple. The na sorry fee any, the net dying any, Anna the temple of God, Anna his temple. And there me person me no tree ya been see so. When you read the book of Revelation, the last book of the Bible, Revelation chapter 4, verse number 11, Ubehunu say, Twediampo Nyankopon asem etresenia was somni nyame kronkron ye esitie wo. Was say, you are worthy, O Lord and God, to receive glory and honor and power. Nyame nyame ani tumi so na do ye doso. Nyame nyame bibere ni wa wo betimi e de atoto ne ho. Wo ye nyame a ni din edoso sanse ni nwumade doso. Wama kwan ma aman nyinara ni musuaku ahodo nyinara ne kasa ahodo nyinara, every tongue, every tribe, every nation, wama kwan ma obi biara etenase through ono ankasa ne kasa senia wono di nkomo a wobetimi ate ase na wahunu ne yie senia wonya mfomso nyame ema ne muduro ne mudie no edi mu ma yen sanse se woti nyame muduro ne mudie no ase a ne nsem obeka bia no emu beye duru ama. He is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Wono na ya ahene mu ahene na enyame mu enyame. President bia senase, UN Secretary General senase. The most powerful nation America say I am the most powerful nation as they say China for person who take over. One nyina senase. Even Britain bia senase. Say nyame ka se ye nyina ye na no one can challenge it say. Ni tumi tiemu a asase nyina bekofom say nyame ne nenne wose me no wo kase ana his temple ene ne temple no ene de wan de ne ye nyame asori fie say wo fa asemfua temple in the Latin word eye ade a ye dedicate ede asi ho amatwe dia mpo nyankopon ne nwumadie ne som. It is a structure usually built for the purpose of and always dedicated to religious or spiritual activities, including prayer, meditation, sacrifice, and worship. Eya biaya, yesiwa, oh, eya osombia, eya mpaebobia, eya forebobia, eya bebia ye kwotena se epe honhum nyini, bebia ye kwotena se eka yansam ya binimu ni yentirimu bu nkompo ewo honhum ni anisuo nyinara. This is what we call temple. Therefore, temple or sanctuary was considered as a dwelling place of God. Sambre no titimbre mu no enimpo yembre mu no yese baby a yefre no asori dan asori fie temple or sanctuary is being considered as the dwelling place of God throughout the Old Testament and intertestamental period. Intertestamental period is the period between the Old Testament and the New Testament. According to Bible scholars, during this intertestamental period, God became silent and did not speak a word to his people. Nyame ye di a wanka asem bi amfa difo bi aso amfa obi aso amma obi biara. So it is the intertestamental period according to Bible scholars. But from in Old Testament, etwama intertestamental period before the New Testament ni nyina no. Na ye ka sorry dan a, it is only the a physical structure built for God. See a kase nyame asori fia na ye dan bia ya seda siasi baabi na ye de sum nyame eno nko na ne yetimi kase ye nyame asori fie. But as time goes on, ye free apam that the intertestamental period no na ye ti si apam foforo no mu a wo se de nipa ye nipa bia nso eye wono nyankopon asori dan honor the temple of God. The temple of God, it is a consecrated and a dedicated place for worship and spiritual services where God has chosen to tabernacle with men. Eye baby a wonu twedi ampo Nyankopon eyesi wo se aha ena mene memma ebeshia. Exodus chapter 25 verse number 8. And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. Everybody say, me pese me tina mumu, me pese me nya baby a minimu beshia. I want to be part of you. I want to be with you always. Enunti no munsia sorry dan bi nsi wo. Everybody ka kire Moses. Munsia sorry dan nsi wo. I want to dwell among you. Me pese muhunu bibi a mo ni boss wa mu ni say, aha ene nyame tie. Aha ene nyame ewo. Sabia way should be recognized as such as the house of God. Concerning the sanctuary built in the wilderness, Moses gave the instructions as to who can enter and who can handle some articles. Nyamema won si dan ni wi no, wo sign the mra eto ho. Hwan ne betumi aso bibi mu, hwan ne betumi adi dwuma wo mu, hwan ne sese wo ba mu, hwan ne oni kwan se wo ba mu, nyame de ne mra to na asore dan ho. So if you call yourself a Christian, so wo frɛ wo ho Muslim, na ba bia wo hia no hu se ho e de nyame ewa, then nyame wo mra e wo ne fie. Enne me ne wo kasai, wo mra wo fie mu bebre wo ho no mu a won pese obi de mpaboa bewura wo da mu enu nti owi ase yi mpaboa no gu abontene ansa na wawura mu wo mmara e wo fie wo bi ntumi nwura wo fie enko straight to wo kitchen na won kan hwe nkyere no wo bia na wo fridge no na ono akoyi ahiti bi na wo di mmara wo fie. There is an order in every house. Efie amra ni mu no no ma nko ye nti Awurade se wono ni fie no wo won hyehye wo mmara wo no ma esese wo ya e kire se wo bu ono twedi ampo Nyankopon. Either than that you have failed. But the question is, how can I honor God's church or the temple of God? Recognize the church or the temple as a house of prayer. Nyame fie no asori dan ya lesi ho no jitu mu se eye twedi ampo Nyankopon efie eye mpaibo ebiae. So Matthew chapter 21 verse 13. Matthew 21:13 says, and he said to them, it is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. Rather say, it was sent fie, a house of prayer, but unfortunately, some people are making it a den of thieves. And we have to recognize it as such, as a house of prayer. And that means he is there. So it should be recognized as such. Wura Sunday mo fa wei ese wa adwene ma wei ema wa adwene mu se ba bia wura no a house of prayer. It is for prayer and meditation. And unto wura Sunday mo kai Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 20 kai, the Lord is in his only holy temple, let all keep silence before him. Ewurade ewo na asori fie yema asase nyina nye kom, nipa nyina nye kom, eni nyina nye kom, atiasefo nyina nye kom, ewo onu twedi ampo Nyankopon anim. You dare not gossip in the house of God, you dare not trade in the house of God, you dare not do ungodly things in the house of God, because the Lord is in his holy temple. Let every living creature keep silence before him. Nyame wana asori fie enonti nipa nyinara ne asase nyinara enye kom ewo nanim. It is an order from the Almighty God. You cannot negotiate it. Wonu woni fie ho de wo se se wo beba ho a sa no ma wei ene se se wo ye e wo se wunu se wura me fie ho no wura empire fie. Habakkuk 2:20 say Ewurade wana asori fie asase nyina enye kom ewo nanim. Ne etoso mienu, how you can honor the house of God. Exercise great reverence in the presence of God. Who ran a me fear? Never person will kill why be season say. And was so idea be a wo ye wo biano, who more boarding need dear. Now my wife in the bow also said, you are before the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Who could I will free moon, wouldn't to me cause a crona in fear, and quayania ope, and qua Richmingam, and quacasa, and to Tono Mantonjene, and Monster here, because who said to me, because who saw him from you, but I'm talking to you. As a man of God, and none of pay say, who brass on them be a more to me a brute to me in also and a war. I or here I will bring him for you also and a war. Yamia will bring Yamin in also and a war. So you have no option. Say, Oba Brown was say, and yes, sir, and the Halber Brown. Now say, if we are keeping, if you want to exercise reverence in the house of God, preachers must not be theoretical. So was on them. So for why you don't who preach ye? And my own some non coyania, a beman concert is some now many penny at the war. Now I've been a free Chadian Ponyaco so. At the end of the day, you must be able to point them to Christ. So we realize our sermon and our preaching is pointing to you, is directing the church members to you, but not to Christ. Then you have failed. Say children must be taught to exercise restraint in the house of God, not running up and down the aisle. You may be all my class on them one. I won't say because we cannot control our children in our houses, we tend to forget our responsibility in the house of God to control our children. Mamia wawoba. Dear Tina won't to me crack and say, one number Sunday, one walk up and down, one room near one yacht. Now, what these terrible services? You want children class, you want Sunday school, you want Sabbath school class, you want baby, I won't sorry, Diano, you want baby, more fresh year, dear. I don't think I won't far, but if the child would disturb, be with the child, I won't cram then learn with them. You should be able to control your child in the house of God. Let me share this story with you. About Frebin and my son, they would Jamaica and I'm laying Numua and a kum. What pie and or shave. Our father's tree one sorry be you. A yanema me yasse, my minister said, the babu and yason the moon and cases who Yame didn't hear more. I saw funny, I saw him penning for and the Kasai. For so many times, but my minister there been a made in Ramon to a jail sorry. What's enough here over 1 year? There be a pa, Memen down a pass off one the office. And I'm a minute dear Micabo office when you saw for the cry, no beside his auntie because it's been over a year. Our dear Mika a office, yasa, or the software woman, I mean Penyamiacho, my young Bonicas yet here ready, and I bring Yamia Summit diet. Mamuni entia me bani wuye me mom na mafume urade nya urade na afom me because in my dream I saw say above nam every lane na wo hire nyame ma no awaba asore no enti won tade na yekuha na wo koba no my child stepped on one of their garments me banu etia baako atade so enu nti enu na yi akura no a wo hwe wa wansore bio no. Nanke was said, make some banatanasi. Musumi yimani man, I will for Mutimiano pay. Mumubi more on my 7 Mr. Mekama, Massa may be matem, mood dream of hobo. And even when the ushers and the deaconesses, Epe said, what chamber friendly sequel one, woman, before our son, then will send the usher deaconess, natem. Say a person then we have to teach our children reverence in the house of God. They should not walk unnecessarily in the house of God. Obi kwatena so ndem wa sorry. I know sorry. Asa ne tunu wontimi mfa nsifa for some minutes. Erade se menka nkyere wonne say you have to change from that attitude Noise in the church must be checked. Your bar so that bimu dim komodo do was Sunday. Oh, yes, sir. A radin fantel. Who ya mere hinting ni pebi or was as so I'm telling you the truth. Nyame pesa afọ na sem. Because you are disturbing the service. Awurade apemre se wone ne ma etna se akasa. Wone ne ma edi nkomo. Won so aba betena ho ena ne ma ne bi no wode won nkomo ehye ne se asem a ne papa beka no wonte. Ade na wama ho kwan aye bronsam wa asonda mu ho. Wote wokra wotin dane wani. Eni obi kodi nkomo wa akire. E wa asori da mu. Oh, wonderful. You have to check it. Mumu bebreti asonda mu amu WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. Okwa say, me use in place of the Bible. I want to advise you to desist from that temptation. Flee from that temptation. Say, ukra will phone. Now we see who use Bible. By all means, a message will pop up. By all means, something will flash your mind. They also will go over check it back on your phone. Enti ebema wadwena afiri nyamesem no aye ka no so ne enti a wokọ asore no wo ba wia wo ba po asore nanso wonsa enka. We have to do all this because it is a house of worship and a house of God. Nyame efie no Psalm 89 verse 7. And your mama na de watwe nkrontiche mu a eyenso. God is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be held in reverence by all those around him. And was said, Baby nyame ehia no yedi wo suro ni wo buo kese ene mache di ampo nyankopon na wo se nidie ena yedi ma awurade baby biara nyame mma ehia. Hune sa na te ase ebio. Honor God with your substance. Ni nyame dia shira wo no. Me nwadofo fayi na ye famano na fadanase. Last week we spoke about your tithe and offering. Fa eyi nyame aye. You ntutu so du fa yi nyame aye. You must work for the na fa yi nyame aye. I want to plainly tell you or state to you that your first fruit is also important to God. So we a Christiania, me person what here say first fruit. Enye akuafo nko a. Se nhira bi wono ba mu adekan mu a. Enye wona wo ye akuafo kwa. In those days, enyame kan sa asem no. Everybody was a farmer. Na won nyina no anuane adwuma ye na wo ye. Later we started having traders. Enu ti se wo ye dwadini, wo ye kuani, wo ye aban dwuma ye ni. Your first fruit is equally important to God. Ti se kuani no. Se kuani no first fruit no one fa harvest ni nyina enko manyame. We take a portion of it a kono a wo hunu se wo de manyame a eso ani. Eno ti abadwuma ye ni a wutie me ne. Teacher ni a wutie me ne, nurse ni a wutie me ne, soldier police a wutie me ne. Christo ni a wutie me ne. Ah wo ye adwuma bia no. You have to reconsider. Wo first fruit ho na montuo say shira no twedi ampo nyankopon pese won so won saka bi. Proverbs chapter 3 verse number 9 and 10. Proverbs 3 9 and 10. Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of all your increase. What say? What Agyapade bia wanya bia no fada nyame ase fayi na ye fire na dwuma faboa no. When the church is in need, you have to help the first fruits of all your increase. And no be mu adekan ewo won faso ahodo bia mu no odofo nyame se wono nso ehia no, so your barns will be filled with plenty. Senia ewurade bekoso asira wo na aduane atena fie ho na sika atena fie ho na nhira atena fie ho, and your vats will overflow with new vine. You have to try this. Try nyame wo we say ho. Start giving God your first fruit. So ya banjuma and start from January. Ye bribi. When ya banjuma ye na ye kuyania. Ye bribi. Uye. Jadinia. Ye bribi. Wo first fruit. Ewo hiya me rade. Every blessings in the Bible. Ewo se wo wutimu klemu na ye sa ama. But more than don't wait for the church to organize church harvest. And son why ye bribi ama sorry no. What you want to say? Bribi wa onuma betimi ayama sorry na do it wholeheartedly. Asori ni hiya nkonya. If you can afford, buy it. Asori ni hiya air conditions, hiya fan. If you can afford, buy it. Honor God with your possessions. Nenyami be shirawo. Ye bribi ema Awurade Nyankopɔn. Na twedi ampo Nyankopɔn ebe shirawo. Se wanti Awurade asɛm a edi haw bebre ene ba wabrabɔ mu. Yemrenti me hyeda nkomu kese. Eroma Nadab ene Abihu. God says you should never set any strange fire to burn incense in the sanctuary. Now so my friend sanu munti wentie wakoye ni awope. The same thing happened to Eli. Ne mami elu hofini ni Phinehas. Once wa ya so brache tie Awurade. O nyame asori fie. Na wie ya no amwa o mienu nyina ko wu ntokwakom mu against the Philistines. Arawo sem ni se no mu ba akokra yire enyem. Na wati wuo no ani kuna wu no. Maame no nso awo mu owi. Eno nti abofra na waka asase so no maame ni wu no se mu wu a monfre no Ikabod. Ikabod asekire ni se nyame ni monyam afri enso. Fonso ba ko papa yeye. Hwe hawa ede aba. Anna the temple of God. Adi biara wo ye onyame fie no. Mesrew hwe wa binisi so. Mumu bebre wo hono mu a kwa Sunday mu kono mpie water. Ekono mu nsuo, eto nsuo no to twene. Wo fidi wo ma, eja rubber ne jai plastic no wa Sunday mu ho. Ekofie you don't you don't care. Mumu bebre nso kra wo hono mu a areho sem ne se wo we chewing gum no de atare asondran asori dem mu nkonwa ho. Who taught you that? Wouldn't say your kwa sorry a no ma mienu na ye di free hoko. No ma mienu na wa Sunday mu pie fra Sunday mu a no ma mienu upo wu mpe wo de ba ko beko entimi mma se na no pe wu wura Sunday mu entimi mma se tina kwasie wo be wura Sunday mu na wo be pon asori asenya pia ko se medie sa no ma mienu no ma nya bia den ade ba ko beko insira ene no me. But what you take to your houses depends on your conduct in the house of God. Ni awodi beko wa fie mu no edina sene awusi ye wo no ma e wa Awurade fie. So wo de chewing gum ekotare asonda nkwan no, I'm sorry to tell you say wo de no mi na ekofie wanu mu nsu aja rubber no e wa asonda mu a I'm sorry to tell you this morning say wo de no mi e na ekofie ukonyina asonda mi di atem di nkonkonsa. I'm sorry wo de no mi e na ekofie because the temple is the house of God and the house of prayer. Many Christians, many Seventh-day Adventists, many churchgoers, to put it in that way, dishonor the Lord by making the house of prayer a den of thieves. Yedi nyame fie aya krono bia. Nipa wiye nyame e wa asori fie. Because ye wa kronfo omote asonda mu a bi mo ya asofo na bi mo ya asori mpanyimfo. Ya ma position baby. O wa kwanya se sika no ne ye wo dia ne enye wo dia nyina betim de won saka. Wafa sa sika no wo mamu ni nyina sika wafa e di si hotels wafa e di talkers wafa e di si fie ma wo de ye Agyapade ma ho. At the end of the day you come to church as an elder. And until the nyame fie a den of thieves, a cromfo camp. Ara wo se toda mobroni bi atuatua ne nsa no na watontutu sorudu wayi maso afode waba afode no wo bi wo hono ma wo friend wo church treasure friend wo church elder efa nyame sikai without the notice of the church. Oh, I'm sorry bi kra hono ma unfortunately asori mpanyimfo de asori sika bobobobo won ho abosia in their own conveniences. No much back. Sometimes na be bad debt because no one is aware of it except the money treasure. We are making the house of God a den of thieves. But Radisson country said, honor his temple. And we have made it a hideout for gossip. Atura who go in a koso was on them. Consent in the paper, sorry. Atura in the paper, pass on the view. A soft one, 7 hour. A sorry paying for 1 hour. Oh, so from pub women is still to be our share our bar. Sorry, eh, yes, you can be you mood dear CK. A sorry paying tabia was sebae. A uncle, you know, and no Nasada no money at PSC editing our son down a baby, corner baby, a can't wasn't. But I want to advise you. So we bring a me fear who near where you are. A theater for entertainment. And no coin me fear. Yet per se how coin to say a concert be a around say there are some big churches and son a software baby preaching no ye high comedian a man be can jokes a man be can sem and son a software preaching. We are making the house of God a place of entertainment. The house of God is not a theater. And until we say you're very careful. Even young to know and pointing to Jesus Christ and been in senior so not just to entertain us, dear Abusha Mekatro said, then we have to change. It has become a marketplace for all manner of businesses. And then Yami Fia Yadibia, a honey deep job baby Ahodo, around 70 say, yeah, ton anointing oil, yeah, ton back to sender, yeah, ton award, yeah, ton Sicadia, yeah, ton around some near Koso was as a son ye. Then Yami Fia ye bunanitia. So for us a dam and a year, I a pure water store was Sunday and my pure water just 50 pesos. But they were Sunday more. 1 Ghana cedis, 2 Ghana cedis. Enti se yaka so obi ankoto pure tamra na ye mompa ye muso 2 Ghana cedis na wakoje so for asan ye business e wo ho. But I want to tell you nyame say e de makwa ye mfa makwa se wo to anointing oil na wo shira so na wo nim se nyame shira wo mu a you do not have to sell it to your church member. Yenya bebrebe yo say Jesus Christ is coming again. Yesu Kristo obabio na obi biara ni fie wani ni no wani nyame fie ni no God will punish that person. And I make sure I so say yemu bebre aye nyame fie a fashion center for competition. Oh yenya no mai kura na ekum yen say UCC fueba na UNEF fueba na Winneba fueba na Legon fueba UDS fueba Valley View fueba na afa de asai asonde mu ha be competition wo bi biara won entade a wo say this week obese we are another group will challenge that group and na ya maame no mu mpo na ma no bi mu mpo bu ono ma. This is what they are doing. Ya manyame fie no it has become a fashion center for competition. And na ye kire ye ntade enu nti enyesa afode na ye boro na opese wo ba ni mo obeyi sika manyame hira no na mum wato atade mu no bi wato mpaboa mu no bi. She wants to showcase it to the church enu nti obe nante aba ho nyum bi e be maso bi o de ba besa, not because of what God has done for her but because she wants to showcase her dress. Dear Radifieni. And it has become a place where fashionable sinners are enrolled on church records. We have fashionable sinners who have been enrolled on church records as church members. Some are pastors, some are elders, some are departmental leaders, some are church members. Send ye di nyame. Honor his temple. emre na so enti na me de ubesi ha nyame ya adom a. The next week we are going to talk about your body as a temple. We need pebiasa sorry dan. Medical culture say in the Old Testament and through the to the intertestamental period. You can't sorry fear. Now sorry dan eye. Dan ya yesi honko. But in the New Testament, Jesus Christ say, and net the metimu ni pebiamu. Your body is my temple. And ne ya hwe nyame dan no esi ho no. Kwanya ye betimi afa so ne ye dini ne ye nyamu nhyira ne nyame atimi aboa ye. Senia Nadab munshire no me no munya ye no anwie wonye no me no ye nya bi. Senia Hofni ni Phinehas. One how no yentumi enya bi. Ene de bi Awurade nhyira no pai. Wonte na nim kyerɛ wo homeda yi na wonya wo kɛse. Let's pray. Nyame kronkron ene wa hyira ye nsoronko. Wa ma ye hunu sɛ wo fie ye wura ho e wo sɛ ye hwɛ yie. E wo sɛ ye ma ye ne da ho wo fie. Eno nti boa ye sɛ ye mu bi ma akɔfa no me e wo fie a papa ye soro sɛ yi saa no me ni free en so. Ene homeda ye wura wa sonda mu na wo tena kwasie da ye be wura sonda ya hodo mu no. Ba tampa nyame ye mfa nhyira empie wa asafrade Yesu Kristo di mu. Amen.